about product life cycle. So first of all, welcome everyone to this webinar series. So this will be a continuous series, and I'll be keeping this series every Sunday the same time. The idea is we will look into the product life cycle or product journey since ideation till maturity or decline. Even at the decline stage, we will discuss about how to revitalize the product or how to decide now it's a time to phase out the product. So we will discuss all of these things during this series. This is first instance, and during the first instance, we will be majorly focusing on understanding and what is all about product and product life cycle. As we deep dive into the multiple sessions, we will keep looking about how the pricing strategy can be decided, what can be tools and techniques to thrive into the market, what can be the tools can be utilized in the market research. All of the things we will be looking into this series. Yeah. Now, quickly about me. So, myself, Vikas, and I have almost 2 decades of experience as an entrepreneur, agile coach, program management in multiple dimensions. So, I have worked on multiple product industries and service-based industry, and I'm uh, ambassador of lean, agile design thinking and project to product thinking. And as we move on, we'll understand about me as we move on in the series, right? And introduction of this is based upon Pivot with Purpose. This is a book around the product life cycle. As I mentioned during the first slide, that product journey is very crucial. And we will see multiple cases that how organizations are failing or startups are failing while they are talking about the product. If you will see, more than 90% or approx 95% startups are failed because the product idea is not rightly researched or the rightly tools and techniques are not utilized. Even you may figure out some of the product that were thriving in the market, but they are not able to make a consistent effort. Let's take an example of Byju's or some other in the Indian context. They were doing good, but right now the business model is not working as it was is supposed to be. So we will discuss all these kind of problems, how we will solve this problem. But yeah, it is a journey. It's not a destination. So similarly, almost every 30-40 minutes we will spend every Sunday, and we'll go through all these things. For the interactiveness, there is a chat option. So I may not able to respond the chat during this webinar, but definitely I'll revert whatever questions you have on the chat. Also, whosoever will register, I'll make sure that I'll respond on their emails or their phones, whatever medium you choose to be responded. Right. Now let's quickly jump into the content. First, let's understand what is the product. It is a crucial thing to understand what is the product. Most of the time, we understood that product is something which we are utilizing, which we can see. Yeah, you are right. That is also a product, but that is a one dimension of product. So one dimension of product or one type of product is physical goods. Physical goods, these are the tangible item which we can purchase, which we can buy, we can see. Like a pen, if we are buying it, we will be able to see that okay, this is something which we are buying. But how the success matter or the things into the consideration like how it's look, how it's feel, how it function, how it is solving the problem, right? So physical goods, we need to take care about these things. Look, feel and function is quite important aspect. The next kind of product is services. Services are not like a physical goods, these are intangible. You can on a service like consulting, banking, cleaning service. These all are services. Services are determined by the mostly by the effectiveness, like we discussed look and feel in the physical goods. And in the services we can say it's determined by the uh, effectiveness and professionalism of the service provider. That is more important. Digital product. So digital product are also intangible item, but these exist in digital form, like e-books and e-learning. All of these things are digital product. Yeah. And right now in the changing market, these products are having a lot of value, a lot of things in market. Right. The last one, the product type is experience. It is interesting one, like it is a some designed event, activities, engaging customer, so that the experience is memorable. If you are going, into a concert, that is an experience service, feeling a wow factor. All of these things are experiences, right? So before jumping into the product life cycle, it is very important to understand about what are the type of products. Most of the time, whenever we are talking about the product, we think that only physical goods we are talking or the digital product. But services and experience are also product, right? So when we understand our product is falling in which dimension, then we'll be able to thrive in a better way. Now, since we have understood about the product, now let's see a glimpse of product life cycle. So this is first image of the product life cycle in the webinar, and we will keep reviewing and keep deep diving into each and every aspect of this product life cycle. So it is essential to understand. So product life cycle is having five different phases. Ideation, where we ideate about the product. The journey just begin. In the mind, we see it just beginning. The idea is started emerging. Introduction. Okay, you have vetted the idea. Now you are launching into the market. Some initial customer you will get, and the introduction will happen. So now you think that the product is viable, feasible. Then you will move to the introduction phase. Your product is introduced in market. Each and every step we can pivot. We may figure out after the introduction it is not a right product. We should pivot. We should pivot. We should not attach with the product. We should attach with the consumer. Right. After the introduction, the growth phase will arise. In this time, you will be able to milk the cow. This is something where you have the at the initial time you are enjoying the premiumness or the effectiveness because the competition is low. Your unique product dimension is selling, and once this is done, after that the competition will start arising because the market is too fast right now. You cannot have this too much. So you will reach to a maturity stage. Maturity stage is you are having the competition. You have the product is not having the unique selling propagation at this point of time. Now we need to figure out that how we can thrive in the market. We will discuss all these strategies. Once the maturity is done, you have to decide, okay, either product is in declining phase or you have some strategy to revive the product. To revive the product, we'll also discuss some example. There may be multiple strategies. You must have seen some products are working since long, but they are still thriving because they are very good in reviving. But if you think the consumer is exhausted, now the product is no more required. Rather than attaching with a product, better to decline and rephase or phase down the product. But again, remember, phasing out is also an art. A lot of organizations have phased out their products, but the brand value they retain. So why, whenever you are phasing out the product, make sure the brand value should not be compromised. So let's quickly deep dive into these phases in detail. In the ideation phase, so ideation phase is conceptualization phase, right? And it is a beginning of the journey. So the seed of idea is formed basically, and you are working on a potential product. So the product is still potential. Now you cannot go on the gut feeling that product will work. You have to conduct, because there is a challenge. If you are not doing the right research, right analysis at this point of time, there is a highly possibility you will be spending a lot of money in this phase or the next phase, but the value realization will be low. Most of the startups are not doing good or not analyzing rightfully in the ideation phase. That's the basic reason maximum startups are not working, and even the products are not thriving into the market. Do thorough market research, identify what are the gap in the market, what problem actually we are solving. Sometimes it happens what problem we are solving is not the right problem. There may be a lot of things in market which may work or which may be treated as a bigger problem for the consumer. Or whenever I'm saying bigger problem, if we can analyze what this problem is contributing, we need to understand that as well. We need to identify the customer need. We need to assess the feasibility. Sometime we are developing a product, suppose the customer buying product or the customer buying potential for this particular or this need is INR 100 rupees, but the product cost is coming 200 300 rupees. Even your product is quite good, can solve the consumer problem, but that cannot work in the market because that problem itself is having the lesser buying potential. This is just one example. There can be multiple things, but we need to look into those aspects as well. Sometimes some innovations are well before the time, that's why these are not working. We should understand those dimensions as well. Let's take an example of Google Glass. Google Glass was introduced in 2013. It was not a success, right? As we know, it was with the augmented reality, smart glasses, voice control, but people were not ready to adopt this. And right now they are bringing that again. So this innovation or this product was developed well before the time. Think about an organization, a startup. Google is having a lot of funding. They can hold a product for 10 years time or a 15 years time, but not every organization can do. Think in that dimension. And you know, the first smartwatch was launched by Microsoft in 2004. How many of you are aware that Microsoft is has launched this? Sorry, how many of you are aware that Microsoft has launched the smartwatch in 2004? Poor internet connectivity, and they were using the FM radio waves. That was not thriving. But after that, when the time comes, Apple, Samsung, and right now there are a lot of players in this area. So, ideation is a very important phase, and we need to consider proper research, thorough research, market research, consumer research, or there are certain other techniques which we will discuss whenever we will deep diving upon tools in the ideation phase basically. Yeah. Now, the next phase is introduction. In the introduction phase, now you are giving life to your idea. As a producer, you are giving a life to your idea now, right? The product start gaining visibility, right? Now, convincing to the consumer, convincing to the user to buy this product is not an easy task. I can have an idea, I can create a very nice product, but what about that product if I am not able to sell, right? So during this phase, our strategy should be aligned. How can we make awareness to the customer? Not only awareness, can a wow factor so that people are buying my product. The pricing strategy may be introductory and how to encourage the trial sometimes. So there are certain activities which organizations are doing. Right. Now let's see some of the things, some of the examples. Like Apple launched in 2007. 2007, there were a lot of big player was there in market who are working in the smartphone area. But what happened? How the Apple was able to thrive? They created a like a played with the mind of the people, right? Create some hype around that. People are waiting in long queue to the launch. The launch activity is also glamorized in such a way that even before launch, there are a lot of people were waiting. And this is none other than Steve Jobs, the legendary the idea. Importantly, what they did the partnership with AT&T in USA, and which gave them a lot of aids. No doubt, features and innovative features, app store. There are a lot of wow factors as well. So they market them in a better way, so that people are able to work on those aspects. People are able to thrive on those aspects. Next example we can see about the Netflix. They started their streaming services in 2007. In 2007, it was a market was like full of this DVD rental, DVD, CD were thriving. Even CDs were phasing out, DVDs were in the trend. But how they were able to grasp the market? First of all, they started with the DVD and along with educating the customer about the streaming thing. They offer free trial as well, right? Also, they were having a good content library to make it more attractive. Similar case, if you will see Airbnb as well, the challenge with Airbnb was people were not relying or not comfortable to stay the stranger's home, right? Because it was not easy to convince. So what they did, they tracked the where is any event or the festive time or any peak time whenever hotels will not be available. First they started to promote Airbnb at those places. So again, they have done a very good market research. They understand when the product need is there, and according to need they start promoting their product, right? If they started promoting their product whenever hotels is available, lean time, people may not be acquiring or may not be going to Airbnb at that time. Right now, it's a situation is different. We all are aware, but I'm talking about almost 2008. So this is the era of 2008 to 10. Once introduction is done, the growth phase will come. This was very important phase, although as all phases are important, but this is phase important to milking the cow, right? And there are a lot of challenges in this phase as well. It may looks like okay, we jumped into the growth phase, everything should be good, but there are a lot of things because growth, you need to increase your production as well. Even your competition may start arising. When your competition start arising, you have to think that what can be the next best thing. So focus on scaling up the production and distribution. Take a quick customer feedback. Make sure the feedback loop is there so that you can understand the problems with the customer and start implementing and start giving new things to the customer. And more aggressive market strategies is required. In the previously, we were talking about in the previous phase the structured market strategy. Here, the more aggressive strategy is required. In terms of Airbnb, now people are aware about the Airbnb because introduction phase is past. Now it's a growth phase. We need to understand how to scale up that product. Right, so this is a time because in previous two phase majorly the investment was there, but in this phase the sales revenue will start growing. Right, and there can be multiple strategies. Let's look into the Instagram is acquired by Facebook, and the competition was high from the Snapchat and Twitter. What they did, they bring some new things. What were the new things? Stories, and it create a difference in the compared to Instagram with other microblogging or sites. Also, they aggressively focused on reaching the or increasing the user base. So they quickly reached to 1 billion user. They expand their footprint globally. So that was the strategy from the Instagram from introduction to growth phase. It was not easy to break that barrier. Even there is a very good book, Crossing the Cars by Geoff Moore, about all these books like introduction to growth phase. We'll discuss these in details. Yeah. Okay. Once phase is over, the maturity phase will come. In the maturity phase, what will happen? We will reach towards a plateau where the growth is slow or level up. It is not neither increasing nor decreasing much. A bit fluctuation is there. It's a high time because competitions know you. Competitions started arising. Even competition may be arising from the unrelated products as well. The biggest importance is retain customer. How to retain the customer? To success on this state, the focus should be in the differentiating through target market. We need to understand what is our target market. We need to put the effort on that because retaining the customer also require a lot of effort in the current dynamic scenario. And let's see some of the examples. We all know Coca-Cola, right? And at one point of time, Coca-Cola was the leader. There was no competition. After that, the competition started arising from Pepsi, right? Another competition was from the health conscious customer and the awareness that Coca-Cola is not good for health. What Coca-Cola did? They create differentiating products for that particular target market segments by introducing Coke Zero, Diet Coke, Coca-Cola with coffee. All of these variants they bring into the market. Personalization, share a Coke, that kind of campaign has started. Even in India, they have started uh, Coca-Cola campaign with different events, festivals. And another thing importantly they did, they were already in some of the geographies of the world, but they started expanding to that. African countries or some other countries. They started expanding their global reach to retain their market positioning. But it was not an easy thing, right? Similarly, we may see that Facebook is still in the market, but it gets a heavy like competition with TikTok. from the younger user, younger generation. What they did, they acquire Instagram, WhatsApp. They introduce the feature like Reels, Stories, Metaverse. So again, maturity phase is very crucial phase to stay around in the market. We have to make sure that the maturity after the growth maturity stage should be there. Sometimes we have to think about ideating a new things, new market during this maturity phase. And after that decline, every product has a life. We can say like a particular product is in market from last many years, it is working, it is thriving, but that cannot be true. Every product has a market, every product has to decline. That is the truth, right? Now we need to see, because there can be multiple reasons, like consumer preferences may have changed, technical advancement, competition has arises, right? Sometime it happened, my cost is production cost is higher than the competitor one, I'm not able to compete in that. So in that case, the producer has to take a decision. Either it should be revive or revitalize the product, retire or pivot the product. That decision need to be taken, and that is not an easy decision, right? So there are certain tools and techniques to figure out to get into that phase that where we should be heading. Let's take an example of BlackBerry. The rise of touch screen, like smartphones, iPhones, Android devices. BlackBerry was not able to work with compete with these brands. What they did initially, they attempted to revitalize, to brought new things into the market, but later they realized, okay, better to retire over this product and let's jump into the next product line. They tried with new operating system, but that's all not worked. Now they shift their gear to enterprise software and cyber security. They are doing good in that dimension. It's not about the BlackBerry is dead. It's about that particular phone segment is not working, so that's why they pivot the product. And there is a very classical story of this Marvel comics. In 1990s, the Marvel comics was about to bankruptcy. Even they have failed the bankruptcy as well. But later, they realized that the comics market is not going to thrive due to the emergence of digital media or a lot of factors basically. Also they have a specific reach of the comics market. Initially they tried hard to maintain that, but after that they pivot their comics market to this they started Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. And the production of the Iron Man, the first movie Iron Man in 2008, it changed the course of, and it became a multi-billion dollar company. So again, declining is not a sad story. Declining is for the organization who are taking care of this phase very rightfully is a chance to grow. Either on the same product you can change, you can look towards, okay, my this product is not particular working in this geography, but there are certain other geography this product can thrive. Go there, change the course, whatever is required to do that. So overall the journey is ideation, ideation where we ideate, and ideation inception happen, And after that, we'll do the feasible planning. After that, the product will go from design to development and it will be introduced. And now introduction and growth era will arise. At the maturity and diversification, we can see, and at the decline, we need to decide either decline or revitalize. And we need to keep doing market testing. Also, this is a ever evolving landscape. This is not, once it is a start, it is not ending. If you will see the journey of the good product, they are pivoting from one product to another, one market segment to another segment, but they are still alive. So we need to think, how can we navigate an ever evolving landscape? For that, we will need a lot of technological solutions as well. We need to understand how AI, ML, these are contributing in all those things. So with every phase, for every phase, what we will do, we will deep dive into different sessions and we will look into from a different perspective. So why this product life cycle is important? Based upon understanding of product life cycle, we can understand where we want to allocate resources to maximize the return. When is the right time to put more effort in the R&D compared to market? What is the right time to put more effort, more investment on the uh, aggressive marketing strategy? We can tailor our marketing efforts as well. And it provide, whenever we are understanding where is our product, it provide an opportunity to innovate and extend as well. So there is also one concept which we will use heavily during the further sessions. So I'm just giving a glimpse of this. Whenever we are doing this product development, we have to be agile, right? We need to understand the customer satisfaction through early and continuous delivery. If you are delivering, if you are delaying a feature 6 months, competition will arise. Market is too fast. Welcome changing requirements. We have seen in the COVID, there are a lot of changes coming. If we need to change, we need to pivot quickly. Some organizations were not able to do that during the time of the COVID and they phased out or faced a heavy loss. Some organizations which were able to maintain their work with the changing requirement, they were able to thrive. Frequent delivery. It should not happen that we'll deliver after 1 month, 2 months based upon the product. If it's a Rafale, there may be a delivery for the 3 years as well. But in day-to-day basis, we need to see, we need to deliver the product frequently. Collaboration, either with the user, customer, or who is influencing the product, collaborating with all these things to get the fast feedback. Creating a team is also important, motivated individuals. Face to face conversation. Do not try to work on the product by sitting in a room. Do the face to face conversation with the product. The progress is whatever you are delivering, it's not about whatever you are documenting. Developing a product at sustainable phase, you are working for a long term product, not for the this time pace should high, right now I'm delivering, I'm launching or new features every quarter and after that I'll deliver a new feature in every year. No, that should be sustainable phase based upon your product. Technical excellence is required. Keep it simple. Do not try to overcomplicate the things. Understand the root problem. Solve that problem. Self-organizing team and regular reflection and adjustment. Think about the product, customer, regularly discuss with them, figure out what is coming into the market, what is their need, what is their pain point. Understand all of these things. Right. With this, so this is just a beginning of the journey. So the focus was just discussing on the fundamental, like what is product life cycle, what is the agile product delivery, all of these things. Now, as a next, so we have covered this part today. This is introduction and the phases of product life cycle. From next webinar onwards, we will start deep diving each and every dimension. We will be doing some exercise looking into the tools and techniques, and even we'll see how to define the pricing, how to come to a pricing of a product. All of these things we'll do. So it is divided into into part 1 to part 8 basically in the product life cycle, and we will keep looking into this. So that's pretty much from my side today, and we'll keep looking into all these aspects and all these things as we move on. So we will not have more than 30-40 minutes per session to keep it streamed and knowledgeable, so that also every question is welcome. Either you can put your questions over the chat, also you can share that with me as well, right? With that, thank you everyone, and let's connect again next Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Have a wonderful weekend ahead. Thank you.